The San Diego Comic-Con presented a lot of new trailers to us. First and foremost, a first view at the Justice League. Which is why now seems like the right time to introduce you to the individual members of the team and to speculate who might join the team in future installments. Batman. I believe there's not much introduction needed when it comes to Batman. The tragic story of how Bruce Wayne lost his parents as a young boy is commonly known. The fact that this decisive experience motivated him to wage war against organized crime as a caped crime fighter is also not big news to many. Trained in multiple martial arts and detective-like abilities, the Dark Knight is one of, if not the, most famous comic book hero of all time. Ever since Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, he has been portrayed by Ben Affleck, who was also seen in Suicide Squad.
I can't wait to show you my toys.
In the Justice League, he acts as one of the leading forces of the team.
I'm real when it's useful.
Superman. The origin story of Superman has also been told several times on the big screen. Kal-El is a Kryptonian who as an infant was placed in a safety pod by his parents and sent to Earth in order to survive the destruction of his home planet. As Clark Kent, he grew up on a farm in Smallville, Kansas and discovered his unusual abilities at a very young age. Aside from superhuman strength, he is able to fly and has both heat and X-ray vision. His weakness are asteroid pieces from his home world, Kryptonite. Since Man of Steel, the character has been portrayed by Henry Cavill. Even though he does not show up in the Justice League trailer and the people who saw Batman v Superman know exactly why, he remains a pivotal part of the Justice League and will likely take his place next to Batman in the team. Wonder Woman. After a 75-year-long comic book run, Wonder Woman finally gets her own movie that will focus on her origin story. Princess Diana grew up on the Amazon's island Themyscira, where no men exist. Her people cut ties with the Greeks a long time ago after the evil deeds of men. The island was shrouded by a mystical wall so that the Amazons could not be found. Diana herself was not born like the rest of her people. She was molded out of clay by her mother. Zeus himself breathed life into this clay figure. Early on, she proved herself to be the most powerful fighter of her people. When an American soldier crash-landed close to the island, Diana was first introduced to a man whom she helped to recover. In order to support him, she fought on his side against the Nazis, taking on the alias of Diana Prince.
I'm Steve Trevor's secretary.
What is a secretary?
I go where he tells me to go and I do what he tells me to do.
Oh, well, where I'm from, that's called slavery.
I really like her.
Diana is one of the greatest fighters within the entire DC universe. Her abilities include superhuman strength, speed, and the long life of a demigod. Equipped with a sword, a shield, and the lasso of truth, this Amazon is ready for war. Since Batman v Superman, Diana has been portrayed by Gal Gadot, who will reprise that role next year in a standalone film. The origin story, however, will be slightly changed, since it will take place during World War I. Flash. Most of you might be familiar with a television version of the Flash, who has been sprinting on the small screen ever since 2014. However, the fans of the TV show must be strong now, because instead of Grant Gustin, Ezra Miller will portray the iconic character in the upcoming movie.
You said that like it explains why there's a total stranger sitting in the dark in my second favorite chair.
Barry Allen is a forensic scientist who works for the police of Central City. One night, as he finished his work and prepared to go home, a lightning struck a case full of chemicals that were spilled all over him. This accident granted Barry unusual abilities. These are unusual speed and reflexes. Inspired by his idol Jay Garrick, the first Flash, Allen took on his superhero name and became his successor and crime fighter of Central City. Barry is not only able to break through the sound barrier, his abilities allow him to defy the laws of space and time. Thus, he's able to literally vibrate through walls and make use of time travel. We already had a taste of these powers in Batman v Superman, where Batman was visited by Barry from the future. Aquaman. The nerds from the Big Bang Theory try to convince us that Aquaman is not exactly great.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. Aquaman sucks.
However, Aquaman is definitely cooler than expected. In Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, we already had a first glance at the new incarnation of the character, portrayed by Game of Thrones star Jason Momoa. Aquaman's origin story was changed multiple times throughout the years. In the original version, Arthur Curry is the son of the lighthouse owner Tom Curry. At a very young age, Arthur started to develop extraordinary abilities. These are strength, speed, enhanced reflexes, the ability to breathe underwater, and being able to talk to fish. On her deathbed, his mother Atlanta confessed to him that she was in fact the Band Queen of Atlantis, and that Arthur was actually the rightful heir to the throne, Orin. In a different version, Orin grows up without his parents and is raised by the dolphin Porm. After accidentally stumbling upon the lighthouse owner Tom Curry, he finds a new mentor and father figure in him. In both versions, Arthur, aka Orin, embarks on a quest to discover the seven seas in order to protect them. As the royal protector of the sea, he soon starts his own family that supports him in his battle against evil. Since he stumbles upon heroes on Earth as well, he becomes a founding member of the Justice League. Curry needs to be exposed to water constantly if he wants to stay on land, since he dehydrates quickly otherwise. Similar to Wonder Woman, his origin is based on myth and legend. Cyborg. Another hero of the Justice League is Cyborg, who will be portrayed by Ray Fisher. Many fans know this character from several comic books or the TV show Teen Titans. He also made several appearances on Smallville. Cyborg's real name is Victor Vic Stone, and he is the son of the two brilliant scientists Silas and Eleanor Stone. Both used their son for intelligence-enhancing experiments. As a result, his IQ points increased to the level of a genius. He soon, however, started to reject the treatment. His friendship with a young Ron Evers almost resulted in Victor going down a criminal path, since Evers had criminal tendencies and planned racially motivated terrorist attacks. While visiting his parents at work one day at the Star Labs, they were busy with an experiment which involved interdimensional portals. A monster emerged out of one of these portals and killed his mother before attacking Victor himself, severely mutilating him. After his father managed to ban the monster, he was hell-bent on keeping his son alive. He replaced multiple body parts with highly developed technology. Victor himself was at first devastated by his new look. In addition to that, he was banned from all of his sports clubs since it did not seem fair to let a cyborg compete against average human beings. When Victor overthrew a terrorist plot of his former friend Ron, however, he realized that he could use his new abilities for the greater good. Who else is part of the Justice League? And that sums up all the Justice League members of the first movie. However, more superhero movies have been confirmed and their superheroes will more than likely join the team in the future. The first movie on our list is the 2019 adaptation of Shazam. Shazam is known for being the most powerful mortal superhero, who received incredible abilities from a sorcerer, which he unleashes every time he says his name, Shazam. Furthermore, a Green Lantern Corps film has been confirmed for 2020. It seems that this film will focus on a variety of ring bearers, unlike the 2011 film, which focused uniquely on Hal Jordan. Who else is there? The comic books always feature new additions to the Justice League and partially have different founding members. One of the latter is the Martian Manhunter, a Martian who fights crime on Earth in the disguise of a detective. He's often portrayed as the leader of the team in the comic books. Another member is Green Arrow, who a lot of fans are familiar with, thanks to his own TV show and Smallville. The most bizarre member of the Justice League, however, is Plastic Man. Patrick Eel O'Brien is able to stretch and shape his body to his will. Similar to Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece or Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four, he uses these abilities to fight the good fight. He is very often shown to be the comedy relief of the bunch. Whether or not one or several of these heroes will make their way into the DC Extended Universe remains to be seen. What do you think of these superheroes? Who are you looking forward to the most? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you'd like to learn more about Thanos or Rogue One, then check out these videos.